India has a long coastline of over 7,500 kilometers, of which about 5,500 kilometers is of the mainland, while nearly 2,000 kilometers of the coastline is of Andaman and Nicobar and Lakshadweep Islands. It is rich in marine biodiversity, with its beautiful coral reefs and mangroves. It has a large community of people dependent on coastal resources, including fishing for livelihood. India has 1,328 islands. Andaman and Nicobar and Lakshadweep Islands are the hotspots of marine biodiversity. The projected sea level rise will have an adverse impact on these islands. The coral reefs, which safeguard the islands, are under severe anthropogenic and natural stresses, including bleaching due to El Nino events. Gradual soil erosion is being observed on many of the islands. Saltwater ingression is creating scarcity of fresh water. The fishing communities are facing a reduction in fish catch and suffer severe economic hardships.
इधर में क्लाइमेट खराब होने से मच्छी का कमी बढ़ जाता है. जैसे हवा तूफान थोड़ा बारिश ज़्यादा आ जाता है तो कोई कैचिंग में नहीं जाते.
Unsustainable harvesting of fishery resources, sewage, and industrial pollution has accelerated the destruction of sensitive coastal ecosystems. Repeated high-intensity cyclones have taken their toll on the biodiversity and the people of these islands. Similar changes can be seen in the ecologically sensitive areas of the Gulf of Kutch, Gulf of Mannar, and Sundarbans. In Sundarbans, Ghoramara Island is gradually losing its land area to the sea, leading to migration and displacement for the local communities.
এখন নদীতে মাছ নদীতে কেন আমাদের আবাদে যেটুকু থাকে সেই মাছ আগেকার তুলনায় মাছ অনেক কম।
আমার বাড়ি 2-3 বার ভেঙেছে, সরে সরে ভিতরে জায়গা একটু কিনে এনে আবার ভিতরে সরে গেছি। কি করব, অনেকই মানুষ চলে গেছে, স্থান পায় না, চলে গেছে, যে যেমন পেরেছে সে তেমন চলে গেছে।
Mangrove depletion has also accelerated the soil erosion of the land area in these regions. Coastal cities in India are being affected by cyclones and floods. Congested due to lack of land and space, these overpopulated cities with habitations near the coastline are vulnerable to climatic changes. Legislative interventions have been initiated by the Government of India under the Coastal Regulation Zone (CRZ) notification, which regulates development along the coast up to a landward distance of 500 meters.
Our ministry wants to regulate, to develop and to sensitize people to conserve this coastal line, because climate change has a great effect on the coastal line, and if we can conserve it, if we can make a proper development around it, and if we can ease of doing business can implement there, then certainly the stakeholders, particularly fishermen, society living on the bank of the shores, if their interest will be protected, if the stakeholders will protect the sea, naturally our coastal line will be more beautiful, more sustainably developed.
The Integrated Coastal Zone Management Project, through the Society of Integrated Coastal Management, SICOM, is developing an integrated plan to deal with the growing vulnerability of the islands and the ecologically sensitive areas. In Jamnagar and Bhuj region in Gujarat, the project is working towards preventing soil erosion by regular plantations of mangroves, increasing the potential of greater carbon sequestration. Local communities are being encouraged to take up alternative livelihoods like handicrafts and dairy farming.
મેં આ વસ્તુ બધી બનાવતી સાંજે ટાઈમ હોય ત્યારે બનાવું, કોઈ સવારે બનાવું, પછી જ્યારે મેળા હોય ત્યારે આ વસ્તુ બધી વેચાણમાં મૂકું છું, તો મને એનાથી ઘણો ફાયદો થાય છે. ને મારે 5-10 છોકરીઓ હોય એને મારી પાસે રાખીને અમે બધી સાથે મળીને કામ કરી છીએ.
A well-functioning sewage treatment plant is being established in Jamnagar, and it is proposed that the cleaned water is to be used for industrial purposes to generate revenue. A turtle hatchery provides protection to the endangered olive ridley turtles during the nesting season. Efforts are also being made to rejuvenate the coral reefs through coral transplanting in the area of the Marine National Park, Gulf of Kutch. The ICZM project in Digha, West Bengal, is working towards providing local communities, especially women, alternative livelihood like tailoring, farm forestry, and beetle leaf cultivation. Construction of cyclone shelter is in process, and mangrove plantations have been done to control soil erosion. Safe and clean drinking water is another important mission of the ICZM project. The vulnerability of the islands is being addressed through the formulation of a long-term integrated island management plan by the National Centre for Sustainable Coastal Management. The centre is also conducting extensive studies on coastal erosion in all the 10 inhabited islands of Lakshadweep. Changes in the coral reefs are being monitored by the National Centre for Sustainable Coastal Management using real-time buoys with satellite imagery of the Lakshadweep and the Andaman and Nicobar Islands. In all islands, dredging, coral harvesting, dumping of waste and deforestation are banned. Water desalination plant and use of renewable energy are certain other measures already under implementation.
The project also contributed to reducing marine pollution through finance and construction of sewage networks and sewage treatment plant. Importantly, the project contributed to enhancing community-based livelihoods for many fishermen and other coastal communities.
But these measures are not enough. As the world worries about the more well-known ecological changes affecting coastal countries, a more silent and lesser-known catastrophe awaits the islands and ecologically sensitive areas in India. Significant erosion of the coastline, sedimentation of the coral reefs, and increasing vulnerability of coastal communities call for immediate action.
To take up development programs, a pilot scheme of integrated coastal zone management program was started in 3 states, West Bengal, Odisha and Gujarat, where we identified targeted communities for uplifting, changing their professions to make them less dependent from the vagaries of climate change. In COP22, we look forward to technology support as well as financial support through the mechanism of UNF&CC.
The world community needs to understand India's vulnerability to sea rise. It must support India in its fight to preserve its unique marine biodiversity.